Hi guys, my name is Ms. Keller. I'm going to be your economics teacher this year. I'm so excited to get to meet you, whatever that means. Maybe it's on Google Meets, maybe it's in person. We're going to figure this out together. It's a strange year, but we're going to get through it, all right? So let's dive in. I'm going to be showing you guys your economics course syllabus today. I'm not going to be showing you all of it, so I'm actually going to link it in Google Classroom so that you can go through it yourself, and you're going to have a little syllabus quiz on Google Forms today as well, okay? So how do we go through this interactive syllabus? I'm sure many of your teachers have these, so you're an expert at this point. You're going to click the bubbles to discover more about your economics class. So let's click the first one, meet the teacher. Hello, this is me. My name is Lauren Elizabeth Keller, and I am from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. So it's very nice to meet you. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I love Disney. I love musicals. I love Taylor Swift. We're going to get to know each other a lot better throughout this next semester. And you'll learn a lot more about me. I teach economics and AP US history. So I might have had some of you guys in regular US, which I don't teach anymore, or AP US last year. So I'm excited to get to have some of y'all again. Okay, here's my beautiful, beautiful family. This is my husband, Jordan. We've been married for 4 years, and recently we welcomed our first child into the world in May. This is Jude Alexander, and he is 3 months old. He is absolutely perfect in every way. He's the cutest baby that's ever been on the earth, and you cannot argue that at all, okay? Here are my parents and my family in Disney World. My mom was actually a teacher at Sapple Street. Her name was Miss Welsh, if you had her. And then here are my siblings, my sister Courtney and my younger brother Eric Welsh. You might know him. He works with Anderson County Band if you're a percussionist or a drummer. These are my work buddies, my work friends, and I hope that you have the opportunity to have all of these wonderful teachers. Miss Vassar and Mr. Sayre over here and right here were actually my teachers when I was in high school, and now they're my friends. And then Miss Cahoon and Miss Smith are some of my very good friends. We all work on the musicals together, so if you are planning on doing musical theater at some point, you will get to know Miss Cahoon and Miss Smith as well as I do, because we all work together on those musicals. A little bit more about myself. This is a picture of me in 2013. Yes, 7 years ago. I graduated from ACHS in 2013. There is Miss Mitchell handing me my diploma, and I had a fantastic experience at ACHS. I loved my teachers. I loved school, even classes that were really hard, classes I'm not good at, science, chemistry, all those classes. I still enjoyed my experience here because I had great teachers. I hope that you have a similar experience, and I hope that I can give you that experience as well. I hope that you learn to love me and you learn to tolerate or love economics. We're going to get through it together, okay? I went on to EKU. I graduated in 3 years with a bachelor's in history teaching. That's that picture in the middle, and that's actually where I met my husband, and we got married right out of college. And then more recently over here, I got a master's of secondary education and teacher leadership from Midway University. And I did not get to have my graduation because of Corona, so that stinks. So I had a little COVID graduation at my own house in my own little graduation cap. There I was. All right, so let's keep clicking through. Course description. You're going to read this by yourself, but basically, I'm just telling you economics is a required course. You got to have it to graduate. And we're not just talking about money. We're talking about funny stuff. We're talking about real life stuff. We're going to talk about the coronavirus and how that's impacted our economy. So economics is a lot more than what you think it is, and I can't wait to teach you that. We're going to have 5 different units. The first one is economic fundamentals, and that one we'll be doing mostly online for NTI. All right. So what is expected of you when it comes to communication? I do have a remind. You're going to join the remind. It's at Mrs. K Econ to 81010, either on the app or via text message. You can join either way. And I have an email address provided through the school. It's lauren.keller@anderson.kyschools.us. You are supposed to be contacting your teachers only using your school email. So don't use a weird video game email that you made to sign up for something. Use your at stu.anderson.kyschools.us email to communicate with your teachers. When are your teachers available for you? It's expected that you and us, your teachers, are working from 8 to 3 every day. So if you send me a text message or you send me an email at 10 p.m., I'm going to respond, just not at 10 p.m. I'm going to respond the next morning at 8 a.m. So we're trying to make this as normal as possible, guys. We want you guys to be working from 8 to 3:30, and we're going to be working from 8 to 3:30 and available for you during those time periods, okay? All right, so let's talk grading. Here's the ACHS grading scale. Y'all are juniors and seniors, you know that. I do weight my categories, so let's take a look at what that kind of means when it comes to weighting categories. Okay, so daily work is going to be during NTI, formative assessments and things that I assign for you to do. Watch this video, read this article, answer some questions about it. If it's assigned on Google Classroom in that perspective, it's probably going to be daily work. Then there are tests and projects. We will get the chance to do projects, more so for in person rather than NTI, but I'm going to try and build in some fun projects during NTI. And those will go in a 40% weighted category. Your multiple choice tests, your short answer tests, I'm going to open up probably in the mornings if we're on NTI, and give you a specific time frame in which to get those done. And then participation. Let's talk about this far right category. There are going to be some times where the Google Meet, I require that you log on and be like we're in class. Like I have 30 students, I'm the teacher, I'm teaching you. And those days will be on your unit plan that I will give you that they're mandatory to log in. If you log in on those days, you get points. You had to do it and you get points for doing it. That's great. Those are participation points. I will be checking your digital notebook, your notes basically, as well for participation points, kind of like binder checks that we used to do in US history if you've had me before. And then this right here, weekly NTI assignment completion. Let me explain that for you, okay? So let's say that you're working on an assignment and you turn it in past the deadline. It is late. As you can see down here, if you submit it within 1 week, that's fantastic. I'm going to give you that credit, and you're going to get participation credit for turning it in on time as well, okay? So basically at the end of the week, I'm giving you a 50-point grade, one for every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Did you turn in your stuff for that week on time? If so, you get 50 out of 50. If you turned in 4 out of 5 assignments on time, you get 40 out of 50. If you turned in 3 out of 5 assignments throughout that week, you get 30 out of 50. And I'm going to be doing that on that Friday afternoon or maybe even the next Monday, give you guys a little bit of time to turn things in. But basically, I need you guys to get things in within a week time period so that you get the credit that you deserve for doing your work and participation credit. That's kind of how I'm taking attendance. Did you do your work that day? Okay. All right, let's talk about expectations. We're almost done, my friends. Oop, is it going to load? Sorry, had to work out some kinks there. So let's talk about expectations. So we're going to look at these like lighter purple bubbles here because they have to do more with NTI. And if we come in person, then we'll go over the other things I expect of you in person. So NTI, I expect you to be working on Econ stuff daily, okay? So that is your attendance. That's your 50 points out of the week, 10 points per day, that you have turned something in on time that week, okay? So make sure that you're working every single day on Econ, okay? Let's say that I have a mandatory Google Meet. It doesn't happen very often. I think it's once a week, maybe twice a week. If you miss that Google Meet, you're missing new content that I am teaching. That's just like if you miss a day of school. If you miss a day of school, you got to turn in a parent note. So that's what I'm asking of you guys. If you miss a Google Meet, one of those 30-minute afternoon sessions, then I would ask that you have your parents send me an email explaining why, okay? It's expected that you work on schoolwork from 8 to 3:30 daily. Remember, we're trying to make things normal. We're trying to have something normal during this time period. And it would be normal for you to be working on schoolwork. You'd be here from 8 to 3:30 every day. So that's when you should be finishing your work, especially because that's when your teachers are going to be answering your phone calls and your emails and your text messages, because that's when we're working to help you guys, okay? Over here, down in the bottom, in class, we work a lot together because Econ's hard and we have to learn it together. On NTI, I ask that you work by yourself, unless the assignment calls for you to phone a friend, okay? So you, at the end of this class, are going to be taking a test. You're going to be taking your unit tests and your final exams that you have to do well on to get the credit. You can't pass, you can't graduate without this economics credit, so you have to know what you're doing. If you're working with others and cheating all throughout the class period, when it comes to that test, that final exam at the end of the semester, you're not going to know any of it, and you're not going to pass the class, and you're going to take it again, and you're not going to graduate. It's going to be a big mess. So you need to take responsibility for your work and do it all by yourself, unless it's an assignment where I assign you to a group, okay? Also, cheating makes me mad, so don't do it. All right, almost done here. What will the school day look like? Again, we're telling you you need to be working from 8 to 3:30 because we want things to be normal for you. We're working from 8 to 3:30 and that's where we can help you. So from 7:45ish you're waking up, you're logging on to 11:30. It's expected that you be working and teachers will be available to help you. That's when you're going to be doing your assignments for my class, okay? Then in the afternoons, your teachers might have required Google Meets or extra credit Google Meets, or they'll just be on Google Meets. And if you have a question, hop on and ask them, and then you can hop right back off. I'm doing a mixture of all those things. Different days, I'm doing different things. Sometimes I'll be on Google Meets for questions. Sometimes it'll be required. Sometimes it'll be extra credit. That will all be in a big unit schedule that I'm going to give you. But basically in the afternoons, you're going to be on Google Meets with your teachers or working on more schoolwork, okay? And we're going to utilize mostly Google Meets, maybe some Zoom here and there to video conference. And we'll talk about video conferencing, behavior expectations, and all that later. All right, last bit. What supplies and technology do you need to be successful? You need your school Chromebook. You need some sort of calculator. Now, while you're at home on NTI, you have your phone. That's absolutely fine. Use that as a calculator. I'm not going to be making you do calculations in your head. I know how difficult that is because I'm not very good at it. But when we come back to school, I don't allow cell phones in my classroom. You're not allowed to have it out. So you're going to have some sort of like maybe your graphing calculator for math or some sort of simple calculator. And I have a few that I can share, but I don't have enough for everyone. So make sure that you have a real calculator when we come back to school. Okay. You're going to need a folder or binder for this class once we come in person. While we're on NTI, we're going to have a digital notebook, and I will explain that, but that's for participation points. I check your notes, kind of like I did in U.S. history if you had me before. You need lots of paper. You're going to be taking lots of notes, so make sure you have some line paper or a spiral notebook or something like that. Then once we come back, you'll need all those things. All right, I think we're finished, my friends. Sorry, I know I talk super duper fast, but I'm just so excited to start this year, whether it's NTI or in person, all this weird COVID stuff. I still love being your teacher, and I can't wait to get to know you and to go through this strange time of our lives together while still learning a lot and learning to think critically and learning about the world through economics. So I can't wait to meet you, and I hope that you enjoy this class as much as I enjoy teaching it. Bye.